Oh my goodness. I just saw the tiniest little cricket grasshopper. Wow, you're so tiny. Oh, I can't wait for all of the praying mantis and everything to come back. So, hi, I'm Kimber, as you know, as you've seen. And today I just wanted to take you on a walkabout. I've been journaling and scribing for a while, for a few days, and time to show you kind of what it looks like around here. And yeah, so I wanted to share this that our radish actually already gone to seed. Like, today is the 10th, right, of May, and it's my son's birthday. He's 9, and he went fishing at the lake. And I don't know how it's the 10th of May and my radishes have gone to seed already, so I really need to not weed, but I need to start picking my food. Giant radish. So this is the radish, and then we'll save the seeds. So that's one. And here's another one. So I'm just gonna cover this one back up. This is the world's tiniest kale plant. And everything here, all the animals here are free range. So they come in here and they eat, they eat on all of this. If I can figure out how to turn my camera around, it would probably be beneficial. Um, All right, well, we're just gonna go with the flow. So there's one, I just showed my giant radish. Giant radish already went to seed here at Main Meadow, and so here's another small radish. These are the cabbages, and even the cabbage plants have a home in there for some spiders. So here's cabbage. These are radishes, little ones growing here. And just use the mulch around it, and I just rake it on it. Here's some more radishes. So these I should be picking and making for dinner. So there's those. But I do like it when they grow and go to seed, and then I'll just whatever. This is we didn't plant this, we just let it grow. It's not a weed. It's called shepherd's purse, and it's the only herb you need all year because it's the number one. I mean, it's called shepherd's purse, right? Like the Anunnaki would carry their special handbags, their little purses around. And what are we but the pine cone? So you just eat on that. And you know that it's shepherd's purse because the actual leaves on it look like hearts. Shepherd's purse is something to be used in war and childbirth. It's what we use for what I use for childbirth for one of the number one things with childbirth that can be just cause disorder is hemorrhaging. So the shepherd's purse is used, and you can make a tincture or use this it is raw as well. and or you can make a cream. But I mean, the best way that I use is make a tincture, and I've seen people stop bleeding and after either you can ingest it or you can put it topically on the body. And so anything that's hemorrhaging or profusely bleeding, this herb right here with the little tiny leaf hearts, that is the one that you want. It's called shepherd's purse. You just, to make a tincture, you can dilute some I dilute Everclear. Other people do, just regular lower grade vodka. You can also do it without alcohol. So there's different options. And what you do is you use a jar and you would grab as many of this, grab as much of this herb as you can, and you'd place it in there and fill it to the brim with it, right? And then what that does is it extracts all of the nutrients from the plant. So I just like to be like a freak. Mm, I just like to eat that right there. And then it's a little spicy. A little spicy. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's good. Okay. Here's some more radishes. Like all of these I need to pick and eat or sell. You're I need to pick this stuff too. Like kale's not growing more abundant. I'm not. So God don't want that you're not going to use using what God's giving you to get any more of it, right? If you're not using the gifts that God has given. All right, what is this? I like it's a cabbage, but it's a cabbage that's been dedicated to the caterpillars. This is the caterpillar cabbage, right? There's the other ones. They need some more dirt around the bottom. But I don't know. I'm not a farmer. Look at those radishes. Like, what the fudge? Massive. So here is our first little garbanzo bean. Here's our first little garbanzo bean. Say hi. It's fuzzy and it's got a little, yeah, that's nice. That's real nice. Or there's quite a few. There's bean here. They're really, here's another radish plant. Here's some Swiss chard. Mmm. Mmm. Straight from the plant. No dressing needed, guys. Okay. I just want to add, God's going to grow it no matter what. You go in the woods, you're going to find so much stuff to eat. So, like, we can plant and grow and garden, whatever we. That's like more than abundance. It's already been provided in the forest and naturally, but we're going to go. God wants us to reap and sow and save seeds and do all of that. So here's a little Swiss chard. Here's another kale. Here's another Swiss chard. So you just rip off, And this is the little salad garden. So, you come in here, you grab some kale, Swiss chard. You can eat oh, I know. Those aren't cabbages, are they? These must be collard greens. Please don't be mustard greens. Okay, these are collard greens. That's why they don't look the same. Not caterpillar cabbages. Okay, well, mm. Well, I don't know. It tastes like cabbage. Okay. So anyway, this is the little salad garden. Our main garden, we didn't do any of the, and we didn't do it in here either. The electroculture. So that would make it even better in here. But I'm the giant radishes. And then there's a couple little like plants in here, like a milkweed, whatever that grows, naturally. So here's another shot at it. So that's what this little one looks like. And yeah, we just used old doors and made it a thing. So, that's huge. Okay. Electroculture in here either, and it's but the whole property is like the whole meadow has the electroculture stuff. So, um, I was in here yesterday with the flamethrower, so we do some weeding. But we got a couple little corn, and then over here we've got cucumbers. So this big thing will be a cucumber gate. It's gonna be like a little cucumber bridge. My phone is not on high battery, just so you know, so let's get through this. All right. These are like millions of sunflowers that are growing on over here. And here's some more cucumbers. So they're on the inside and outside there. And yeah, I need some advice for giving like nutrients to the garden. So our well is naturally very high pH. Not about 9.5. So adding, to garden, maybe you know what I know. So, all right. So, here's our giant pumpkin plants. So these should grow. There's one hiding there, and there's one there. And this one's not doing the best, but there's another big one here. And they're kind of actually everywhere. Those are giant pumpkins, so they're supposed to get like over 1,000 pounds. So yes, I do plan on gutting that whole thing myself and maybe building a little home in there. Here's a tree in the middle of the garden. And then here's some more cucumbers. So here's some more corn. Okay, so corn, cucumbers, Brussels sprouts, pumpkins, Brussels sprouts. Right here. This I think is a Brussels. No, I don't know. I don't know where they go. There's 3 or 4 Brussels sprouts, unless the weeds took them over, which could have been. So, I've still got things in my greenhouse that I haven't transplanted to. So, but I can't do that because I've been sitting my ass on Twitter too much, right, guys? Here's the pear tree. Here's a little tomato that needs some loving here. baby tomato. We ran out of places to plant things. And so we started to have to use like bases of trees and stuff. So, oh yes. All right. And then we get into the fun guessing game now, and no one likes to play Kimber's games. Usually, you know, everything I'm talking about. So here's this. Like Garda, it's got dill, it's got hindbit, it's got this is all medicinal. And like God is growing the dill this year. Like we're gonna have a lot of pickles. So that's what this is. There's carrots, dill, onions. So is no. So this is what the onions look like in there. And another one here. So they're doing good. And they're all different varieties of onions. So those. Oh, look at what we have. Oh, could you see that guy? He likes the dill. He likes the dill, huh, guys? Oh, hey. I can't see what I'm trying to show you guys. Here he is. Oh, there's a kitty biting me. Stop! I'm not invisible. Ugh, I'm not dead yet. Okay. I don't know if you can see him. Let's grab him. Oh, God. Ah! Ah! Oh, love. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. My service isn't great. There's actually a caterpillar out there that it will, to protect its species, it will actually explode itself. Blood will go everywhere and cover everything in blood. Relate. And then the Hot Peppers Club, Spicy Pepper Club. So that's that. And then let's put this guy somewhere. Whee! Teleporting. Sometimes God will do that. Sometimes God will just pick you up with a big hand and teleport you somewhere else quick. So, who knows what this is? I don't. That's gone to seed in here. I don't know what that is. I know that this is a bunch of frickin' peas in here. The peas, and I didn't pea plant. First planted. And I've come in here and, you know, whatever it's called, self-pollinating them. So whenever you get a little snacky, you know, you just come over here to the pea plant and you just grab some of those. And then you got food right there. There's nothing better than that. And then there's These are all heirlooms, so you can seed save. And I mean, each one's got like almost 10 seeds. So these are all from ones that we've saved last year and the year previous. So, you know, even though if you only have one seed, you can plant, you know, over 600 plants the next year. These are some little bean plants that need some loving, you know, maybe get rid of the cedar tree here and have some more light. So this whole thing is filled with peas and beans, dill, and yeah. So we just mulched in here. You know, we just cleared a spot, mulched it, and oh, and then there's tomatoes. So here's a couple tomatoes here. But I just saw my friend's tomato plants, and I'm like, what are you doing? Because, because my tomatoes plants. That's why I know that the water's too alkaline. They're not too alkaline for them. I think. I could be full of shit too, so. Here's another tomato. All these spots with the cages have tomatoes. And the dill's going to seed already in here, and so then here's some more peas. So that's that. Another tomato, or the same one. And then, like, we've got a lot of trees. I'm not going to be able to stop at every tree, but this is a bunch of stuff that we transplanted recently. And as you know, it's not the time to really be transplanting, but we did anyway. So I'm going to keep this alive by continuously, like, pruning it. Hopefully that will work. And then here's all of the rose bushes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, they're hiding in here. So the rose bushes, I think there's 5 or 6. And this is our outdoor tub area. So we come back in here and we built this almost right away, not soon enough. And here's our little outdoor bed area because we've got 5 children, so you know. Another tree. We had a little event a few weeks ago, and you know, some friends of mine came over and we planted everything. And so here's an apple tree. It's got little apples this year, and it's growing. There's some tomatoes. Tomatoes, those need to be planted. Tomatoes, they need to be planted. And like, these are olive. These are olive there, olive there. This is blackberries. So these should be growing soon. And I believe there's another blackberry over here. This is not. This is a pokey flower. And this I thought was a blackberry maybe, but this is also a giant pokey flower dandelion. The fucking dandelion plants. Like, look, these are, I mean, they're huge. Excuse my language. All right, let's go on. All right, so here's the tree house. Oh, here's some flowers we planted. I made this little area. There's a fern and some grass and some other ferns. And yeah, we're still working on doing things. Always a project. This is the children's hideaway fort. Yeah, they are trolls. They do make forts under the deck there. So here's another tree. Here's an idea of what we're doing for the Letcher culture. So we just made it pretty. We added these rocks from the property and our life, and this is copper wire. This is aluminum pole. And at the top, you place zinc. So it's really easy to do. You just have an aluminum pole, which you can use old, you can find those for free. And then the rocks are just for fun. And then the copper, you can find rolls for cheap. It's got to be, pure copper. And then also pure zinc up there at the top. And then you can run the copper all the way down and around your plants. So here's one tree, and then look at how well the catnip is doing next to the pole. Anyone like catnip tea? I do. Meow. So here's these are some peppers and some tomatoes, and it's what's left, after the animals have come and eat on them quite a bit. So that's probably the biggest tomato one we have. So there's some tomatoes. There's more trees. Tree. Trees all over there. The beautiful clouds today. Yeah. We like to hang out. We like to chill. So why not have two love seats there? All right. Here's the front. My little whatever I should call this, perennial. My little perennial garden. So this is my huge willow tree. I mean, this baby is gonna be covering my whole house next year. Nice and shady. I'm just gonna lay these branches all over it. And no regrets there with planting a willow tree there. So here's I don't even know, man. I mean, these look like tomato plants, so these need to be like moved and stuff. We had to put things places. And this is a creping myrtle. Crepe myrtle. This is a huge pollination plant. Here's my hydrangea. These are beautiful, or not hydrangea, my beautiful hibiscus. These get beautiful flowers. Down here, there's a bunch of zinnias that are starting to grow, marigolds and things like that. This is another plant. I'm not even sure where it came from or what it is or if I planted it. So there's a bunch of other flowers in here, lilies and stuff. And then my bird feeder's knocked over, and there's a dead plant here, probably pretty crispy. So, and then there's some flowers in here, hoping my crazy grass comes back. It was alive, and then it died, and then it was alive again. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Here's just some flowers. Like, not some, but a lot. There's another tree there. Here's the tool shed. This whole property was literally raw land. And we built this. We came here October 2019. So it's been, 3.5 years. But no, it's been longer than that. Shoot, it's been, 4.5 years. And yeah, that's what we did. So here's some more flowers. This is our outdoor bath area. So in there we've got a shower and the composting toilet. And then here's another flower area. These will be growing, and they'll become my morning glories. So this is morning glory station, and they're starting to sprout now. Morning glory station there, and it covers our whole outdoor bathroom and goes inside it and stuff. So it's nice. This is uh this is the Bigfoot Inn area. Here's another one of our, our electroculture poles. So here's the zinc and the rocks and the copper, and then it goes down and it goes around the plants. And over here we've got our yucca, and our yucca did go to seed and sprout. I'm noticing now that it kind of came out of the ground. So but it's a good opportunity to show you. This is the yucca root. And that's what I use this plant for, is the yucca root. You take it, and actually as you're smashing it and using it with a rock or whatever, it turns soapy. And that's exactly what Native Americans use to wash their hair. So the thing about it is that it will make your hair so clean, and it's so clean that if you rub your hair together like this, it actually squeaks. So your hair is actually squeaky clean, and you get off all those nasty oils, from using store-bought things. And it's beautiful what it does. So there's different things growing over here. There's flowers down here. And this is the cornhole station, and this is, Papa's hanging out. Papa came to visit us this week. Wishing well. And there's a tree. There's just, these are just random oak trees, baby oaks and stuff that are coming from the woods. Here's another pole. This one has an arrowhead. And here's the small but bountiful strawberry patch. And it's got some dill like everywhere else. And yeah, so this is our little strawberry spot. And, every day the children are in here making sure that they're the first ones to find the strawberries, because they pop up overnight. And what I do in here is, once they start, it's probably time now, but what you do is I just take like a piece of cardboard and put them around the base of the plant, because them. So yeah, here's those. This one's pink. And yeah, if anyone's got any suggestions, you're welcome to share them with me, because I'm just learning too. So, and not to mention how many failures it was. So, all right, so here's one of the Japanese maple trees. I'm gonna throw my catnip down there, and I'm gonna make sure that all of this mulch is good around the base. This is just hay, and we grab seaweed from the pond. We use chips of wood from an old down tree here. So I think that this is milkweed, and I keep saying that, and I never check it. So this is the mullein. So we've got this growing here and there and kind of a couple other spots. So the mullein is really good because you can use it to wipe your ass, and you can also use it to heal your lungs. So whether you smoke it or you put it in tea, you can add it to your cannabis, you can add it to your tobacco, even if you're smoking. So it's fine. And then I also like to make an ear oil with this, and I take a little bit of lavender and I just throw it in my oil infuser. And I use sunflower oil, safflower oil, and I mix that in there with some garlic, and that makes a really good ear oil. So for anyone that does have, ear pains or ear troubles, that's that's for sure gonna take care of it. So, and we got a little kitty, just love, just love with me, meow meow. So yeah, I am a crazy cat woman. So you'll just have to accept it or not. Okay, so these are actually little lemon and lime trees. So you can just take what's around too, like the grass, something old and borrow something blue. So here's the tree's old. What is old? The leaves are new. My time has been borrowed. And there's always something blue, whether it's the sky or a body of water. So we add that. And I found a little zinc bolt. This is the lime, right? And then here's the greenhouse, just ready for its next round of things. What will they be? I don't know. So, okay, so we've got copper bolt pliers, and then all you need is aluminum. This is another Japanese maple. This is a lilac bush. This is the little planting station that we kind of my husband came up with. These composters we actually got on the side of the road for free. Here's a little potting stool. This is a compost that someone started when they were here, and we've been using our coop, our bunny coop, for that a lot, for the compost. And then we also have this, which is my special little, come in here, even if you're not going to eat the vegetables and stuff that you just picked from the garden, so then you just, you can go prune it and then you throw it in here. And this is the worm station. So let's see if we can find some worms. What do you think, guys? Do you think I've got any worms? Or do you think I suck at this? I know there's one there. They probably need some more stuff to munch on. Maybe not. But, I mean, there's hundreds of them in here. Whee! So if you get really hungry and desperate, no, I'm just kidding. So there is one side of the sink. So what I do is I fill an old sink, and this I use. So there's a hole down here. The sink, it's in a bin like this, and then I use this bin down here, or that bucket in there, and I grab this, and this is the juice, the compost juice. So you just pour that right on the base of your plant and go around and do that to all of them, or wherever, whoever needs some love. So that's how this compost works. And, I grab these old pillows, and they make a great barrier for the worms so that they stay cool. So I put the piece of, whatever that's called, a bag for potatoes on it, and then do that. So then on this side, we've got some old food in here, and, I'll take the chicken scraps go in here. But then you'll notice in here. That usually happens wherever your compost is. So you'll start actually growing plants in your compost that you could just transplant if you wanted to. So there's that, you know. The worms are all at the bottom, usually hiding, right? They're like, let us out, oh my god, you suck. Okay, let's go let some of these out. So then, like this tree over here, it needs some love, right? My little lemon here. So I'm gonna put these worms and that compost right on it. And then I'm gonna just add another layer of grass, which isn't really grass, you know, there's a lot of herbs in here. There's the world's smallest dandelion that I've never seen a dandelion like this in my life. I've never. There go. And along with, you know, all the baby shepherd purse, the henbit, the dandelion. There's so many herbs, you know, all around us or on the roadside. As long as you know that, you know, it hasn't been sprayed. So you kind of have to travel out. And then even, you know, at some parks and stuff, they actually spray too. So you got to go find the state parks. State parks will usually have all the herbs, and they'll also have water sources that are clean to drink from. So if you ever need to, or like everyone should be, and I will say this, everyone should be going and finding their own creek, not a creek, but their own spring. I mean, I'll drink out of a creek. I'll drink anywhere where my animals drink. But, you know, a creek or a spring, you know, and there's a lot of springs you can just look up. I'm sure there's one within like 30 miles of everyone, 50 at least, if you're really rural. And just go there and bring your glass jugs and fill them up. It's free. So, well, this just scared the crap out of me. I was like, why is my peahen going after my geese? But that's, maybe I should put my glasses on, right? I'm a little blind. Not a lot of people know that about me, but yeah, I'm extremely nearsighted, and I haven't worn my glasses priorities, and flowers that we grew up here, and some down here that we transplant. And these are our little babies. There's a male and a female. And usually I'll stick this, like when I fill this up, I'll stick it in there like a waterfall. So, all right, let's do this. And here's to add me on Facebook. Add me on Facebook. I'm gonna put that on there. So anyone here, click that, do the QR code on the screen up there. You can add me on Facebook. And I am hosting every Saturday until fall. I am hosting an online and in-person vendor events. And you can post there every Saturday as much as you want on the Facebook event. Oh my goodness, they're growing so big. Come here. I know that they want to see it. They want to see you though. Little geese. So these are little geese. Yeah. That's okay. And they already love each other. And they'll mate for life. So, all right. They're in here just to stay safe, and then they'll join the rest of the crew outside. So they use the front of the coop And then there's a back of the coop that I don't know. It needs a clean. I know that. So here's one chicken, and she's probably sitting on all of the eggs. And we don't really collect our eggs here. We find them in all of the other spots that they like to put them, like the outhouse, the boat, the outhouse. I mean, since they are free range, we'll just find eggs on trails, walking trails, and like wherever they want to lay them, we pick them up. And yeah, they're really good. And we've got a ton of them in the house. So then we just go in there probably every other week and collect the eggs. And each one lays an egg a day. So we have 10. So 70 eggs a week, 50 eggs a week probably, I'd say. And that's a lot of eggs. So yeah, we do that. We eat a lot of eggs here, So this is the bunny enclosure. And our bunnies have been free ranging. And so they've been having babies underneath the greenhouse and our house and Bentley's cabin. And in here, they'll come in here. Once we find a litter of the baby, move the mom and the babies in here. So that was the plan that we decided to do. So right now we had one mom and she had 3 babies, and they're huge already, and they're running around. And so when the next litter comes, they'll go in here again. So this is kind of more like a sanctuary for the baby bunnies. And it's ready for another animal. So this is where we had ducks, and then we had a pond here, and then the pond turned into our compost for our bunnies. So we do put the bunnies in here over the winter, and then we just rake in all of their poop in there and use that in the summer. And now they can kind of just poop wherever they want. So that's good for the yard. Here's the office. And I don't know if the light's gonna turn on, but these are the tinctures that I have available. And then these are ones that are in my making. And then I've got, oils here. Oils, and I can make just about anything. Whether it's deodorant, I can make any body care thing ever that you've ever thought of. I made lip gloss, I made chapstick, I've made body butters, I've used beef tallow, the shea butter, and all natural organic stuff in there. And yeah, so that's more of a hobby. But I do have my tinctures and herbs because that's just my office, and it's like a creative studio, to go in there and create what you want. And everything that you create in there, you can bring up to the shop. So the shop's up at the road, and you'll be able to see that tomorrow if you join my online vendor event. So we'll be there, and anyone can go there and post their live videos, post their content, that they have saved. So right now I'm behind the pond. And we are just under 6 acres, but it really truly feels endless because it's set away from the woods, set away from the main road. The property looks like the shape of Oklahoma, including the Panhandle. So that's our private road, the Panhandle, and then comes down here. And it's a meadow that's surrounded by woods. So once you're in that meadow, it feels pretty endless. You could be on 1 acre, or you could be on 1,000 acres, and you wouldn't know the difference. So I am working with the water on the property, and it will flow down this way. Or is it a pig? It could boar, or it could be a deer. I think that's a deer, but it looks like pigs. Like, that's a deer, right? Kind of, it looks like a hoof to me. So, not sure. There should be a way to comment on this too, like to have comments. Click on a chat message. I'll say hi and see if anybody, it says something is locked, private chat, comments, overlay. Okay, here we go. Okay, if anyone wants to say hi, I know I have a lot of watchers, but so many commenters. Okay, so there's cactus in here that you can eat, prickly pear, and there's medicinal things, and these are big cedar trees back here that we're gonna cut and drop. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut all the way up as high as we can reach to clear out like the height in here. So it'll be very clear, and then leave the tops for shade and create another network of food forests within the cedar community back here. And so here's a tree that's fallen, and then this is a place like just for like, because this is what it looks like in the woods normally, right? And then I wanted to show you what happens after you activate the seed bank in your forest. So in the woods, after you activate the seed bank, which first I'm going to show you my tiny asparagus that's been holding in there forever. Okay, so after that, this is what it looks like after you activate the seed bank. You see how much more grew in here? So some of these can be invasive if they were introduced later, but most of these are all native, and I've also planted some things in here, like the red clover crop. So the red clover crop is a cover crop, and it grows over the rest of everything, kind of. So that's in here, and that will flower. And I'm not sure what these all are, but there is an app called Plant ID, and you can use that really easily. I'm sure that Google also, has an option to take photos and see things too. So there's that. And then everywhere you see a purple flag is where we've marked where the dewberries are. And as you can see, they are starting to grow. If you drive an hour south of here, you can eat them already. So that was a week ago. So it's amazing what an hour's travel in a car will change in nature, because, an hour drive away, you can already eat the dewberries. So, I mean, why wouldn't it be that maybe we'd travel to all these places and find, along the way, travel from south to north as the seasons change, an hour driving is just a day's travel by foot. So I wanted to show off my special tree. Owie. So here she is. Owie, pokies. Okay, here she is, and she's magnificent. Here's the den that we found here, and it's in the nice shape of a heart. And basically, this is a mound behind the pond. So what happens is, I went in the pond and I went swimming and I found a place and I reached in there and you could feel the water suction and like back and forth through this hole. And once you were able to get the mud out, it smelled like sulfur. And I think that's why the song is, I know you like to think that your shit don't stink, but lean a little bit closer and you really see that roses smell like poo-poo. So it gave like a new meaning to that in the way that the ground smelled like sulfur and shit. And so we unplugged that, and all of a sudden we had water flowing from the road to the pond to the pond to this hole, out of this hole, out of the tree itself, water flowing from the tree to the hole, water flowing from another place over there out of the pond, and then going all the way back through here and connecting here. So there's a lot of work to do with the water, and it's not just, one property. It's all over the world. It's like this. So I say, you find me a ravine and I'll find you your portal, because it truly is like finding an ass crack ravine and then finding the portal vagina and stuffing yourself. So opening up the water flow in nature clearly provides abundance for the rest of your living. And yeah, so that's like, this is behind, and